Have you ever been on your phone while you were driving? Well, keep this in mind. When someone is on their phone, behind the wheel, on the road, they are at a much higher risk of endangering themselves and others and should receive some mandatory time in jail. Through my online research, I am quite qualified to talk about this issue. Today, I'll be telling you all about how people are affected by texting and driving, how it can be prevented, and how much time someone should spend in jail for texting and driving. Let's take a look. My first main point is that a big handful of people are greatly affected by texting and driving. Many people have already been lost due to this easily avoidable crime. Using a cell phone while driving creates an enormous potential for deaths on U.S. roads. According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, distracted driving is dangerous, claiming about 2,841 lives back in 2018 alone. Many others have also been injured in motor vehicles from the same action. It has also been documented that in the same year, being 2018, about an estimated 400,000 people were seriously injured in crashes involving distracted drivers. And that is quite staggering when you compare it to a study back in 2009, 9 years prior, where an estimated 24,000 were injured involving drivers being distracted by their cellular devices. And that is quite a difference. 24,000 to 400,000. This issue already has some passing legislation, but the accidents are not declining. In most states, you can easily get a ticket or a citation, a warning, or just a little slap on the wrist for texting and driving. Tickets and citations are not quite enough because the number of accidents and fatalities has slowly been escalating. My second main point is that the effects of texting and driving can be easily prevented. There are numerous ways to get away from your device while you are driving. You can have your own designated driver in the passenger seat to send emails and other messages for you. And silencing your phone and even practicing patience are also efficient ways to not be distracted on the road. Now, putting your phone in the glove compartment and doing things of the like are also great ways to avoid texting and driving. Now, according to Digital Responsibility, quote, "The important task is finding the technique that works best for you," end quote. So, your friend or your spouse, they may find it better for them to put in their glove compartment or to put it into a little pocket in their car, but if that doesn't work for you, you should look for the best one that suits you, the best technique that works best for you. Now, personally, when I'm on the road, I try to put my phone on the passenger seat because I usually drive alone. There's usually no one with me most of the time. I start a playlist that I like, usually with music, and I do not touch my phone for the amount of time that I am on the road. Hands-free technology is easy to use and widely available. Hands-free technology is practically everywhere now, because many brands of new cars are equipped with technology that connects your phone to your stereo system in your car. And when I'm in my car, I constantly use the Bluetooth feature, where I can sync my music and even my phone calls to the speakers in my vehicle, so that I don't have to use one of my hands, and I have my phone in front of me, and thus I get distracted on the road or highway. My third main point is that texting and driving, depending on the severity, should be punishable by time in prison. What we are dealing with is an epidemic of self-centered stupidity. According to the Federal Communications Commission, quote, "The National Occupant Protection Use Survey reports that handheld cell phone use tends to be highest among 16 to 24-year-old drivers," end quote. Now, I'm not saying that my age group is stupid. No, they're not. but we are prone to making some pretty poor decisions, especially around that time when when you're in the midst of late high school and also during college. Now, some think that penalties for texting and driving should be as severe as drunk driving. According to Inc.com, quote, the first offense should be an automatic 1 year suspension of driver's license. The second offense is a steep fine scaled to the driver's net worth, which is actually what they do in Finland, where they calculate the driver's net worth and they base the ticket or citation price off of that. And the third offense is mandatory jail time. And whether you are impaired by drugs or alcohol or simply distracted by your phone, you are greatly endangering the life and health of other people. And you may end up in jail from roughly 1 to 20 years. Again, depending on the severity or how severe the case may be. Jail sentences will truly drive home how serious texting and driving is to yourself and those around you. Jail time will show how much we must care about our passengers and pedestrians if we take the effort to obey the law. It takes a couple of seconds to park your vehicle if you just simply cannot resist the urge to be on your phone or if you have to take an important phone call. In conclusion, texting and driving is very dangerous. Today I talked about how many people are affected by the act of texting and driving. Secondly, I talked about how texting and driving can be prevented. And thirdly, I talked about how long someone should be in jail for texting and driving based on how severe the case may be. Let's make our roads and highways safer by putting our phones down and keeping our eyes up, because a life is absolutely more valuable than sending a text message. We must lead by example and present this issue with utter gusto to our political leaders in order for justice to be served. Thank you.